So we finished that chapter, and we started addendum 1, Brocha Achrona. So Brocha Achrona is a blessing after we ate. So until now, all of these pages until now, we will learn only the blessing before food. No. Did we cover the Berachos Hamazon? Don't remember. I don't think so. Okay, probably the Berachos Hamazon should be here in this section. Okay, so let's see. This volume of Hilchos Brachos deals primarily with the Halachos of Brocha Achrona. In addendum, we address some basic requirements for Brocha Achrona. So Brocha Achrona and invest. A Shiur. There is an important difference between Brocha Achrona and Brocha Achrona. The Brocha Achrona is required even if the smallest amount of consumption, whereas Brocha Achrona is required only when the Shiur set minimum amount of food is eaten within a specific period of time. So we said we were talking about before, but let's just remind us. So the blessing before meal, before food, you make on any amount. If you want to eat few grams, 2 grams of bread, so you would need to make a blessing. So go wash your hands without blessing, of course, and make hamotzi and eat these few grams. There is no problem. All right. Of course, you're not required to make the after blessing. But in order to make an after blessing, there is a minimum amount that you must eat for a specific period of time. So if you ate this minimum amount for a longer period of time, so it's not considered eating, then you would not be required to make the after blessing. So let's go into details. Number 1, salads. For salads, Brocha Achrona is not required unless one eats at least 1 kazayis of food. Okay, so 1 kazayis, as we said before, it's approximately 28 grams or 1 ounce. Okay. Commentary. According to some Rishonim, natural items which are whole, for example, whole grape, blueberry, chickpeas, etc., required Brocha Achrona, even if they are smaller than kazayis. Other Rishonim of the opinion that even whole items do not require Brocha Achrona if they are smaller than kazayis. The Shulchan Aruch advises, therefore, that one should not eat much whole items unless he plans to eat kazayis. Eat such items whole until he plans to eat kazayis. If one does not plan to eat kazayis, it's preferable to either squash or break the items before he eats. So let's try to understand. So minimum requirements to make the after blessing is a kazayis, which is standard amount, right? We said 1 ounce, let's say. Right? There are different amounts, but we go by 1 ounce. And but some Rishonim says no, it's not only that. Since the whole pieces of food are important, like the whole grape, right? Piece of grape is important. So you must make an after blessing even on this 1 piece of grape, even if it does not weigh the kazayis, which is 1 ounce. Of course not. So I'm not sure how many pieces of grapes. Depends on the grape, of course. Okay, I understand that. Right? So. But since such an opinion exists, and according to them, you have to make after blessing, even if you ate a few blueberries, let's say, or even 1 blueberry, if it was whole. So they say crush it, so don't make it whole, or cut it and do something like don't eat it as a whole item, or eat kazayis, whatever you do. Right. So one more time. So for salads, we say at least a kazayis of food, and be within kidei achilas pras. Okay. So Kidei Achilas Pras is, as we said before, is a time to is a period of time in which a person eats his meal, right? And we said the different opinions from 2 to 9 minutes. So it's a loaf of bread, whatever loaf of bread in the time of the Talmud, right? So he has to eat in order to say the blessing. After blessing, person has to eat 1 ounce of food plus in 2 to 9 minutes. Okay, so let's go into details. Kazais. Kazais, literally piece of size of an olive, is a measurement of olive. The poskim established this kazais is amount equal to half of the large egg, including the shell. Okay. So, and commentaries say there is equal to amount of water displaced by half of the large egg, including the shell. Okay, that's how we measure. So basically, you put you pour the water in some container up to the brim, and then you put this egg, the whole egg, into this water. Wherever the water spills out, you collect it. Of course, you put it in some other container. You collect it and divide it in half. That's your kazais. But we go. I mean, you're not going to measure every time, but that's so we know what is it in regular in a weight. So weight is approximately, of course, approximately, as we said, 1 ounce, 28 grams. Okay, so continue. With regard to the requirement of Brocha Achrona, preferably one should eat either less than half of the ounce or more than the ounce, and bracha and a half. 1 second, sorry. With regard to the requirements of Brocha Achrona, preferably one should eat less than half an ounce, or more than half an ounce, or more than an ounce. I apologize, and ounce and a half of solid foods. Other poskim rule that Brocha Achrona may be made on slightly less than 1 fluid ounce of the solid foods. Okay. So let's. There's a commentary, but before we go to this commentary, let's try to understand what we're saying here. So they say, since, as we said before, there are different opinions about how much this kazais is. The most lenient opinion, I think, or is it lenient or stricter? Okay, lenient. Let's say it's 0.7 ounce. I think that's the most lenient. So they say, to be on the safe side, okay, if you don't want to make the blessing after the meal, eat for sure less than kazais, or more than kazais, right? More than 1 ounce and a half of solid foods. Okay, so 1 ounce and a half. What is it like in grams? Maybe 45 grams or so, approximately, right? So, but the other poskim, so they try to make our life a little easier, right? So the rule that Brocha Achrona may be made on slightly less than 1 ounce of solid foods. That's what we use. This 28 grams is a little less than 1 ounce. So let's see. 3 poskim calculate the shiur kazais with regard to Brocha Achrona as follows. A large egg with shell will displace slightly less than 2 fluid ounces, slightly less. Right? Thus, a kazais is equal to amount which will displace slightly less than 1 fluid ounce. So, as we said, this 28 grams. Okay. A good approximation of kazais is a half of the center slice of 1 pound bread, rye bread. Okay, so if you have 1 pound bread, so in grams, it's 450 grams bread. and and you slice it, regular slice it. So, and in the center, so the center slice, I would say it would be the biggest, and you cut it in half. That's the kazais. So basically, it's not a lot, as you understand. Some explanation number 2, kidei achilas pras. So now we're going to, after we establish the weight, right? So now we're going to the amount of time allotted for to continue eating, right? So it says kidei achilas pras is a measurement of time, literally the time it takes to eat a portion. Okay. Many poskim rule that this period of time is equal to slightly more than 3 minutes. So he goes by 3 minutes. Let's use this 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes. Therefore, lachatchila, one should eat at least 1 kezais within the 3 minutes. So the most preferable. So of course we try to make to perform our mitzvah in the best way possible. Right, since if you already doing mitzvah anyway, so try to do it in the best standard possible. So the best standard possible, eat it under 3 minutes. So that's why on Shabbos when we eat challah, right, when we cut challah, and then not even Shabbos, during the meal. I mean, no, Shabbos is a better example, and I'm going to explain you why. So usually during the meal we're under stress. At least I'm under stress. So I have exactly like 15 minutes, including Berachos to finish the whole meal. Sometimes 20 minutes, that's it. So, but on Shabbos we have extra time, so you're a little relaxed. So, so here we say what? That it's preferable to finish, not preferable, the best to finish this 1 ounce, right, under 3 minutes. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to finish under 1 minute, right? So that's what we do. Okay, continue. B'diavad, if one ate kezais within the 4 minutes, he may make Brocha Achrona. So, okay, so 4 minutes also count. If kezais is eaten in a period of time exceeding 4 minutes, it is questionable whether or not Brocha Achrona may be made. So he's going by very strict opinion. So after 4 minutes, but we know there is some opinions 9 minutes. Okay, so we can count on them also, but the best way 3 to 4 minutes. Okay.